Salutations, kings and queens. Welcome back to the Electric Leaf, where it is my goal to assist you with nourishing your mind, your body, and your chakras. I wanted to come to you all today to discuss that one person that you will never ever see in this lifetime. There's one person that you will never ever see in this lifetime. Not with your natural eyes, anyway. And that one person is yourself. Before I get really deep into this message, I want to say thank you to my friend Ricky. Thank you. You always help me and assist me with my technical issues. Anything I'm trying to figure out how to do, you always have advice about that. Very good at what you do. And I'm saying thank you to you in this video because, for one, I know you watch my videos, and for two, the last time I spoke with you was outside of Food Lion when I was on my lunch break, and you were telling me you should do a video about that, Nikki. And so I am, because the topic had been on my heart quite frequently, and I really wanted to make sure that, you know, I am helping anybody that I can to understand themselves better, how to hear themselves better. And, you know, ourselves, we do not get to see ourselves in the natural eye the way that we see others. You know, when it comes to other people, you can look someone else dead in the eye. When it comes to yourself, you need a mirror. You need a reflection in order to see who you are. You need a reflection. And that's why self-reflection is so important. It's the only space that you'll ever really get to see yourself, truly and honestly. But even then, you see yourself through the eyes of this space where you have to hear the thoughts that you're having. You have to feel the emotions that go along with those thoughts. You have to think about the experiences that you may have had. You have to think about the role that you played in those experiences. Was it conflict? Were you a part of that conflict? What role did you play in the conflict? Were you God? Were you Satan? Were your actions of benefit to more people than just you? Were you able to recognize the energies and appreciate them for what they are? Or did you have to, or do you not see yourself? You know, that's one of the main things. You know, people ask me all the time, well, I don't know how to meditate, Nakia. How do you meditate? But it really comes down to this. Meditation only really means to think things over deeply. To think things over deeply. Meditation is that space where you go into your heart space and you listen to yourself. You turn off the radio, you turn off the music, you turn off other people's opinions, and you listen to you. You listen to self. You get in touch with the Most High. You allow God to flow through you. You hear those things that you have been neglecting to hear about yourself, so that you can see yourself truly and honestly and fairly. That's the only way that you'll be able to see yourself in this lifetime. You can't see yourself. You can't see yourself. Even if you could take your eyeballs out of your head and turn them around and look at yourself, you still can't see yourself, because your eyes are the window to the soul. You can't see yourself the way you see other people in this lifetime unless you self-reflect. You are the one person that you spend the most time with, but you will never get to see until you get into that hermit mode. You get into that space where it's only you. Where it's only you. And you allow yourself to know yourself. You allow yourself to see yourself honestly and fairly and justly. I know that some of the hardest meditations that I've had were when I had to look at myself and see how unfair I was to someone else. How I betrayed. I was the betrayer of someone else or to myself. How I lied when I could have told the truth. Those were some of the hardest self-reflections that I've had to come through. But you know what? Because of the pain that it took to look at those things honestly and truly, those reflections come less and less. Why? Because when I'm in the act, when I'm there in that space where I can make a decision, I choose to make the decision that my heart is comfortable with. I choose to make the decision that my heart is at peace with, where I'm light, where I'm ma'at here. There have been times where people have treated me in certain ways or spoken certain things to me that I remember back in the day, I used to be very rowdy. And those are the reflections, the things that I reflected on that allowed me those growing pains, and I'm able to grow beyond that. Because when I think about some of the things that I've said to people or I've done to people, and some of the things that people have said and done to me, now some things I just give love to it. A lot of things I just give love to. And some people can say, oh, you're naive. I used to work with this one lady. She was like, oh, wow, you really know how to get people told. Ooh, that burns. And I just remember thinking when she said that, like, yeah, I don't want to hurt anybody. I just want them to know the truth, and I want to set my boundaries, and I want to tell them how I feel without being disrespectful of them, because ultimately to disrespect someone else is to disrespect myself. To disrespect someone else is to not allow God to be seen. When every day when I wake up, the first words out of my mouth before my feet hit the floor is, God, use me, flow through me, be seen in my actions, be seen through me today. When I used to be rowdy back in the day, nobody could tell me anything. Cut me off if you want to. I will follow you. We will fight. I will key your car. I will slash your... I was rowdy. But when I was young, when I was younger, way younger, when I was in my late teens, my very, very early 20s, I had so much pain inside of me that I hadn't dealt with. So many hurtful things had happened that I didn't know how to process those things. And self-reflection, what self-reflection? Who needs to self-reflect when they're always right? That's where I've grown from. That's why when I speak to people, I'm always letting them know, like, you can. Anything is possible, because I see what has been possible for me and what I have come through and what I have overcome and what things I've grown beyond. And yes, it was painful to look at myself act like that, because I knew where it was stemming from. And so now, because I was able to honestly self-reflect with myself, and because I do honestly self-reflect with myself, it's easier for me to forgive those rowdy actions in other people, because I know that it doesn't really have anything to do with me. I've only just crossed your path just now. That's pain that's deep rooted. That's pain that you're going to have to go through assistance with someone else to get that pain out. Because I had to get help with that, with those painful things that I was dealing with. But I had to face myself. And through facing myself, I've learned to love myself. The mirror work is one of the most exercising, energizing, strengthening things you can do for your throat chakra. Okay, the mirror work. It allows you to communicate in a loving way. It allows you to communicate in a way where you can appreciate what you say, and where what you say sets you free. And it's not offensive, but it does create boundaries of love, semi-permeable boundaries, so that you can vibrate of your highest. You know, I had one mirror exercise. I want to share this with you all because it's for someone out there. I had one session in the mirror where I was really upset. And it didn't even start off as a mirror exercise. It started off as me really upset, crying, purging tears, just really dealing with going through the deep of the emotions. And I was angry. You know, I was angry. At least I thought I was angry. And I turned and I caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror, and it scared me because my eyes didn't match my emotions. I thought I was angry, but when I looked in my eyes, I looked like a scared little child. I reminded myself of myself at this moment in my childhood where something was happening in my house and I thought my mom was going to die. I thought I was going to lose my mom that day. And I couldn't have been any older than maybe 5. I have a great memory. But when I looked in the mirror and I saw those eyes, it startled me and I had to stop. Because I realized I'm mad, I'm angry, and I have the right to be, but I'm not really angry. I'm scared. I'm hurt. And I fell out of my my angry rage. It was very, very angry. I don't know why I just said the word jealous. But very, very angry rage. Love on that right there. It was like the energy of Callie. I'm reminded of that energy where she was just like Merkel, cutting off everything that didn't need to be there. And then the only thing that could stop her was love. And I feel like that was the moment where I actually started to see myself in that space. Even after I thought I had healed, I was already eating my vegan lifestyle. I had done away with depression, but I had that moment where I was actually dealing with something that I thought I had overcome, but I had not. And see, that's why self-reflection is so important, because it's so easy for us to point our fingers at everybody else and blame everybody else for the way that we feel and for things that have happened. But ultimately, what it comes down to is, how do you treat yourself? How do you see yourself? Do you know yourself? How do you vibe with yourself? Okay, self-reflection, hermit mode, listen to yourself, appreciate yourself, love yourself, honor yourself. Give yourself the things that you think somebody else owes you. Because don't nobody else owe you nothing. You owe you everything. You owe you all the things that you think somebody else owes you. If you feel like you're being ignored, you owe yourself a moment to be listened to. You have to listen to you. If you feel that you're not being loved enough, then that means you owe yourself some love. If you feel like you're not safe, that means you owe yourself some boundaries. I'm sharing this with you from a space of love. And I'm asking you to take the time out to get to know yourself. You are the most precious gift that God has ever given you. You are. Some of us think that our children are our most perfect, precious gifts. Our relationships are our most precious gifts. Our car, our house, our job, our money. But you are. Because without you, how can you contribute to your children, your relationships, your house, your car, your money? You are the key to your happiness. Get to learn how to be quiet, still yourself, know yourself, hear yourself, and see yourself for the first time if you haven't already. So this is where I'm going to leave you all right? So until next time, family, continue to vibrate love, vibrate well,